From the Canopy is brought to you by Brooklyn's own Indians and Robbers Apparel and Art.
But hey folks, man, this is Cory and we're back with another episode of From the Canopy podcast, man. This is the movie Massacre. This is a bonus episode, man. And I'm here with Bobby Blockbuster, man.
Yo.
And yeah, so we got some interesting news recently, man, concerning a property, it's based on an old novel by Sam Greenlee, but it just got recently announced that the novel, The Spook Who Sat by the Door, is going to be adapted for FX. And it's interesting, man. So it's going to be a TV series, you know what I'm saying? Which I think is pretty cool. It's going to be starring Yalan Noel. I hope I'm saying that right. You might have seen him in the first Purge. You might have seen him on Insecure. He was like a love interest of Issa Rae, and various other things, man. He's a great actor. But I'm looking forward to that, man. But what's interesting, we're going to take this time today and talk about the film version of this movie, because it was this novel was adapted as a film, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, in 1973.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Based on the same novel work. It stars Lawrence Cook is our main character, and he plays a black man who gets accepted into the CIA. And what's interesting about this story, he's kind of like an affirmative action hire. There's a I think it was a congressman, and he kind of headlined this effort to kind of get him some props with the black people, you know what I'm saying?
He felt like the only way, to earn the vote. Yep.
Yeah. So what's interesting about it, man? Well, let's talk about the novel itself, man, because Bob won't even say the name. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But I will break down this. Like the name itself is a play on words, man. It has two meanings. I mean, Spook. There is definitely the racial slur aspect of that, but also Spook is, in the spy community, that's also a term for a spy. You know what I'm saying? Kind of, I guess, their ghostly nature, I guess their ability to blend in and disappear and stuff like that. So what's interesting about the story, this character, he's brought into the CIA, and he becomes the first, black CIA guy, but, he gets disillusioned, and he eventually takes their training and takes it to the streets, man. He teaches it to some, young black men in various, major cities, man. He sets up crews of these guys, they start robbing banks, with the tactics that he learned from the CIA, and doing other stuff in the community. I mean, they're robbing the banks to raise money for themselves so they can do these things. But also, they're trying to feed the people and help them out. But also ultimately, he's trying to train a force of freedom fighters, that are kind of blending into the community, blending in and waiting for their chance to strike and kind of, you know what I'm saying? Just bring freedom to the black Americans, man.
And the thing is like their home base, he goes to, I want to say it's Southside Chicago. It's like the slums in Chicago. That's where like it really starts off and sets forth. And the thing also, just to another note on what you were saying, when it came to the CIA training, they actually, even though they were potentially opening up the doors for more minorities into the CIA, they were putting them through certain training exercises and certain educational testing that they were just expecting everyone to fail. Like it was almost like, okay, if we give this falsified opportunity, then at least everyone felt like they had a chance. And this one guy was just a standout in everything that he was doing. And then what ends up happening, I did a little more research. I mean, I've seen the movie quite a few times in the past week or so, but just almost like for show, they put his office was the first office that, like, when you come through the main door, he was the first person that everyone would see when they came in. It was almost like he was like,
he's a token.
It was like they were showing him off and shit. It was very terrible.
Yeah. So like I mean, we'll get into the plot in a second, but I do just want to point out, like, this came in the exploitation era, man. This straight exploitation film. But every now and then, what was amazing about that era, like, even not just black films, but even the horror genre or whatever else, the exploitation side, swear, every now and then you would get one of these things that rises to the top that's way better than it had any right to be, that stands out. And I think this is one of them, because, you know, there's a lot of shortcomings. You know, I mean, Lawrence Cook does a great job. He's a great actor, as well as this cast, man. This is some great people in here. We get Paula Kelly, you know, who plays a you know, woman he sees on the side. You know, Janet Leigh is his wife.
J.A. Preston.
Who's J.A. Preston playing?
Oh, he's the one who plays the cop.
Oh, okay. And we got a bunch of, you know, the cast, man.
David Lemieux's
Pretty Willie.
Yeah, Pretty Willie. And then my favorite character was Don Blakely. He was the one who played Stud Davis.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like, I love just the way it starts off, you know, like I said, the congressman puts the order in effect. So then we cut to a room full of black dudes. They're from all over the place. They're random, and they're going through going through the ringer. Ultimately, it's going to be one, but I don't think they know it's ultimately just going to be one. They think everyone's got a shot, but it's ultimately one. And it's crazy because there's a really wild scene where I don't think our main character had long-term aspirations when he joined up. He just looked at it as an opportunity, but he's also so much ahead of the game than the rest. And there's a moment where they get through the first round, they make the first cut, and they're chilling, they drinking, they throwing back the cognac, they yucking it up. And my man's like, yo, man, be careful. They probably watching us now.
Yeah.
He was dead right, bro. Like, they was watching these guys, and it's so crazy, you know, that, you know, we see the levels, because, you know, it's like, you know, he's going through the ranks. Even the other CIA workers, they're just like, man, this is some bullshit, but we got to go through it. We got to let these guys have a chance, because the higher ups say we got to get one of them in here. And it's crazy. There's a lot of great social commentary in this
film. And also, like you said, he, you know, this one guy, the character played by, you know, Lawrence Cook, it was like, not only was he wise beyond his years, but like you said, he had an agenda, you know what I'm saying? He definitely took the opportunities presented in front of him, but you could tell that it was way more meaningful. It was for a higher cause than to just be some CIA puppet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because I think that's a really dope moment, because I mean, like I said, man, I don't think our guy set out to do what he did, and I mean, he gets a job. Long story short, you know, we're kind of spoiling it, but it's still worth your watch, man. You gotta watch. You gotta watch it,
regardless of what we say.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. I'll put the warning on this thing, you know, when we put this video up. But yeah, long story short, he gets disillusioned, man. The woman he loves, you know, she's tired of waiting for him. You know, and at this point too, he's also spent 5 years in DC just pushing paper. You know, they got him as a glorified secretary, and he's like, yo, you taught me how to do real CIA spy shit, espionage, explosives, weapons, and I'm just manning this desk.
Pushing paper.
You're not even sending me out in the field.
Just showing me off just to show that I have a job.
Yeah.
And that was his thing too, is in Chicago, he was a social worker, so he felt like he could be more impactful.
Yeah.
Going back home to
well, I think that was part of the
that
cover.
Was part of the plan too, though. That's what I'm saying.
See, but that was after the disillusionment, because they like, what are you going to do? And he's like, well, send me there. I could do social work. And because like I said, man, like the woman leaves him, and I think that's when he realizes, like, man, I've done give up all this time. I put 5 years in. I'm nowhere. I lost the woman that I love. So fuck it. I'm gonna take this shit and do something for my people. And which is crazy. Like you said, he goes to Chicago. He goes under the guise of social work, and it's interesting because he goes straight to the hood, straight to the thugs and the gangsters, and he's in their face, and they think he's coming around on some real social worker shit, and he's like, nah, bruh, this is I got it is so amazing, man. I'm really excited that this is going to the TV show, because the film does have shortcomings. It has budgetary restraints, because like the training scenes, they're effective, but they're also kind of ridiculous looking at times.
You know, on that note, that was one of my favorite scenes of this film, because of the shortcomings, because like, you know, what it is you get this group of guys.
It's so bad it's good.
That,
like,
I mean, but it almost feels like realistic. I mean, it's humorous. I was laughing, but what do you expect would happen when you put 7 people out in the field and you're trying to give them military war tactical training, and they don't know anything about that? They're like, you want me to wire up this bomb? You know what I'm saying? You want me to do a flip roll and then shoot this fucking AK and shit? I mean, it was so funny, great, so realistic.
One of my
at the
favorite
same
parts
time.
is when they're walking down the street, and it looks like one guy's really drunk, and there's 2 buddies that are kind of drunk, are kind of holding them up, and they're walking down. Say, hey man, at the last minute, the one guy, he gets behind the drunk guy, reaches in his pocket and starts
shooting through the pocket. Yeah,
and then they just run. And I guess that's a drill because you know, I could see a cop stopping there. What are you guys doing out here? And they just like pow, 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 and roll out because like I said, like it's you know, they're working on bank robberies and shit like that, but also they're doing things that also are going to disrupt the police and pick at them or tax them. So like it's such the details of it are so smart. Like even the detail of putting fake track marks on their arm. Yeah, and they're like, well, if you got track marks on your arm, the type of shit we're doing, they're not going to suspect a guy like you to be doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So.
Yep. But then, you know, on the same note, like there's a part where he tells everyone, like, you know, always just kind of dress like a janitor because no one will ever expect you to be more than just a janitor and stuff. It's like, dude.
And you see the janitor in the office cleaning the office. Meanwhile, my man's on the phone just giving the whole game away. Yeah, the president. Yeah. I'm like, yo, it's and I'm honestly, I think that what goes on real life, man. You know what I'm saying? When you hear about, you know, like I'm thinking about Casino. Yeah, when they were talking about how the Sharon Stone's character was setting men up, and that's how it works. You know, you got the help. You know, the bellboys, the concierges. They're all ear hustling, getting tips. It's like, yo, man, we got a whale up in the room. He just left to go shoot the crabs, and nobody's gonna be up there for a couple hours. Boom, you know, like it's that kind of shit. But they're doing it for revolutionary reasons.
And when outside, when you put like some of the ridiculousness to the side, he was just pretty much training and teaching everyone how to just be camouflage in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Without having to, you know, without standing out, put yourself, you know,
especially in this era, man. Like just knowing how society was, you know, coming off the 60s. Yeah, there was a Civil Rights Act, but that shit don't mean overnight things are changed, you know. So yeah. But and also, man, there's such dope shit in there. Like even my man Pretty Willie with the light skin thing, man, because he could pass as a white dude, but he's clearly mixed race. But even he's having, you know, it's funny.
He's very angered.
There's that trope and that thought in society that, you know, light skinned black dudes go a little bit extra hard just to prove their blackness, and it's wild that in 1973 when this came out, they were addressing that in this film because Willie's going hard. Yo.
Yeah. It's about a 5-minute Kirkhoff session that he had.
And it's wild to me that he chooses to send the lightest skinned black dudes in to rob the bank, so it would look like white dudes. So we'll kind of give them some more time, you know, like, but yeah, this thing is so great, man. So I mean, eventually, you know, we get to a point where there's a police shooting, and that kind of accelerates, you know, our main character's playing. What's his name in here? Shit. Yeah, Freeman. That's wild, Dan Freeman. But it accelerates Freeman's plan because we've got an incident. It's kind of like what we get these days, you know, unfortunately, you know, with these police shootings and stuff, and the city is just a riot breaks out, but it's also an opportunity for them to also make moves, and, you know, they're antagonizing the police, and also he talks about it, but at this point also there's probably now, when we get to the end of this film, like 5 or 6 more groups in various cities that are doing the same thing he's doing, just as organized, and it's crazy.
And they were suited and booted because also in the process they rob a fucking military embankment. Like they take a fucking ride-on bus and fill it up with fucking military equipment. Like they pull it's like the caper of all capers.
I love that scene too, because then the lady's trying to get on the bus.
She's like, let me in. Then the cops pull up. They're like, lady, can't you see the bus out of service?
Yeah.
Oh man. You know, we've all been there before trying to chase the bus. Like, come on, man. I know I'm not at the stop, but let me in.
Yeah, I don't want to give away everything because I want to leave some surprise for the people. But overall, I would say, man, I'm really excited to learn that, like I said, that this thing is being turned into a TV show. And I think it's dope because, you know, there's a lot condensed into this film. This film has a lot. It's really ambitious in what it's trying to cover. So it would be dope to see that fleshed out in an episodic way. And see them have a budget for it too, man. But overall, I would say try to track this down if you can, man. Like, I mean, it is playing.
To do some work.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do some work. And most of the copies out there, I think they are fugazi, just because of the nature of the property. This book didn't even get published until a UK publisher picked it up. Me and Bob were just now looking for physical copies, and I think there was we found a 10th edition that came out in 1973, and I'm like, yo, this book came out in shit, I think 69. Yeah, 69. So you've already got a 10th edition in 73. So that screams to me small press. All right, we did a small run, but people were snatching this thing up so fast. So fuck it, we got to get these editions out.
Yeah, and then not for nothing, you know, just a testament to like the impactfulness that this film was having and the message that was being sent. They banned the film. They banned the film. Yeah, it played for like 2 weeks, and then actually, I was reading this article in Chicago. The mayor would not allow the film to be played at all because, you know, of fear of, you know, the thought process and somebody, you know, some kind of uprising or something that could happen. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, on such a small budget, I want to say I think they said they had like $90,000 total, and they didn't even get the permits to, like, you know, all the film permits. It was just footage. But the dude who did the editing, I can't think of his name, but he ended up being the guy that worked with Steven Spielberg on a lot of his films. Shit. Yeah. I was trying to find the article I was reading the other day, but I couldn't find it. But yeah, man, they said that this guy, like, he did a great job. It's a testament to the production of this film as a whole, and the acting and everything, just working with, you know, next to nothing to make such a, you know, an impactful film, you know, that just, it carries its weight in gold, you know what I mean? Yeah, especially for, you know, the genre and the style of film that it was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I also want to point out too that Herbie Hancock did the soundtrack for this thing, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a dope fucking movie, man. Definitely go check it out. I mean, you can't find it on YouTube right now. So I'm hoping actually, and like I said, man, like Bob was saying, you know, they banned it, so maybe that has something to do with why it's so hard to find. I mean, even the copy that we were able to find, somebody clearly burned the Blu-ray, like or DVD.
It looks authentic, but it's not.
I think most of the ones that are out there are like that right now. I don't think this thing got an official release. It might have got VHS back in the day, and I'm hoping this show will maybe cause them to put out a proper release of this, man. Like maybe there's a good print out there somewhere that they could bring back. I definitely think it needs to be consumed, you know, by the people.
And I'm curious to see the approach that the show takes. Like, is it going to, you know, kind of try to, you know, take a more lighter approach to the message that was being delivered in the book and in the movie, or is it going to really follow suit? Because, you know, we live in an overly sensitive world now, where, you know, I feel like if they push the envelope a little too hard, it might,
I think it
ruffle the wrong feathers. I mean, I would like to see him go hard.
I think Lee Daniels is also behind this production of this TV show. So I'm curious as well. Will this be based in the 70s, or are they going to put this in a more modern context? I don't know, man. There's so many ways you can go with this, but I'm really hyped. I'm gonna keep an eye on this project. And I don't know. I think that's it, man. Anything else you want to mention about it?
Nah, I think we've gushed over it enough. I feel.
Go track this film down. Like I said, it's on YouTube right now, man. I might put the link in this thing. Like, nobody cares, man. I don't know what's going on, but it's on there. It's kind of a crappy quality, but you can see everything, you can hear everything, and you know, feel what this film was trying to do.
And it's definitely a must watch. You know what I'm saying? And it really doesn't matter your ethnic background, or, you know what I'm saying, male, female, whatever. I mean, you just got to take in consideration the time it came out, and, you know, the things that were going on in the world, and that's why the messages that were being sent the way they were being sent in this film. You know what I mean? Just you know, kind of, you know, get thicken your skin up a little bit, and just, you know, but it's definitely worth watching. It's a must-watch film.
Yeah, that's what's up, folks. So we out of here, man. We're gonna catch y'all on another episode soon. This has been Cory. You catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter, Instagram. Follow the podcast at From Canopy on Twitter, at From the Canopy on Instagram. You can email us from FromTheCanopyPod@gmail.com.
There's Bobby Blockbuster. You can catch me on Instagram at Bobby Blockbuster 0118. And yeah, so I always feel like there's something more.
It's Bobby Blockbuster 118. Where'd you put an O in it?
Oh wait, shit! No, now I'm confusing that with my Cash App. That's why I was like, wait a minute.
We'll take Cash App too, man.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to send some you know, some revenues for some sponsorship, we with that too.
All right, folks, we out of here, man. Peace.